You are waiting for something that will never come. What are you waiting for? Take a moment and think about it. What is the one thing you've been telling yourself you'll do someday? Maybe it's starting that project. Maybe it's changing your habits. Maybe it's chasing a dream you've carried for years. Maybe it's becoming the person you know you're capable of becoming. Now ask yourself another question. What exactly are you waiting for? For more confidence? For more motivation? For the perfect opportunity? For the perfect timing? For permission? Most people spend their lives waiting for something that never arrives. They wait until they feel ready. They wait until fear disappears. They wait until life becomes easier. They wait until circumstances improve. But the truth is that the people who change their lives are not the people who wait. They are the people who move before they feel ready. Because readiness is not a requirement for action. Action is what creates readiness. And by the end of this message, you may discover that the thing you've been waiting for was never coming in the first place. The waiting trap. The waiting trap is one of the most dangerous traps in life because it feels responsible, it feels logical, it feels smart. You tell yourself, I'll start when I have more time. I'll start when I have more money. I'll start when I know more. I'll start when I'm ready. And because those reasons sound reasonable, you never question them. But years pass, nothing changes, and the waiting continues. The trap isn't that you're doing nothing. The trap is that you believe you're preparing. You convince yourself that you're getting ready for the future. But preparation without action eventually becomes procrastination. There is a difference between planning and postponing. Planning has a deadline. Postponing does not. Planning moves you forward. Postponing keeps you exactly where you are. And the longer you wait, the more comfortable waiting becomes. Eventually, waiting becomes a habit of delaying decisions, a habit of delaying growth, a habit of delaying life itself. Many people never realize that their biggest obstacle is not fear. It's the habit of waiting. Because once waiting becomes your default response, every opportunity begins to look like something you'll pursue later, and later is where countless dreams go to die. The myth of the perfect moment. One of the biggest lies people tell themselves is this: I'll start when the time is right. It sounds reasonable. It sounds responsible. But it's a lie, because there is no perfect moment. There never was. And there never will be. Look at the people you admire. The entrepreneurs, the athletes, the leaders, the creators. Do you think they started when they felt completely ready? Do you think they began when fear disappeared? Do you think they had certainty about the outcome? Of course not. They started while feeling uncertain. They started while feeling afraid. They started while feeling unprepared, because they understood something most people never learn. Clarity comes after action, not before. The perfect moment is an illusion created by fear. Fear wants guarantees. Fear wants certainty. Fear wants proof that everything will work out. But life doesn't work that way. The people who achieve extraordinary things don't have more certainty than everyone else. They simply act despite uncertainty. And every day you spend waiting for the perfect moment is another day fear remains in control of your decisions. Think about how many opportunities you've missed because you were waiting. Waiting for confidence, waiting for motivation, waiting for a sign. The truth is that the sign has already arrived. You're just looking for one that feels more comfortable. But growth has never waited for comfort. Growth begins the moment you stop waiting for ideal conditions and start working with the conditions you already have, because the perfect moment isn't coming. What you do today is the closest thing you'll ever get. Action creates motivation. Most people believe motivation creates action. But in reality, action creates motivation. This misunderstanding keeps millions of people trapped. They wake up every day hoping to feel inspired, hoping to feel driven, hoping to feel motivated. And when those feelings don't appear, they do nothing. But motivation was never designed to come first. Motivation is often the reward for movement. Think about the last time you completed something difficult. Did motivation appear before you started? Or did it grow as you made progress? The answer is usually the same. You began with resistance. You began with doubt. You began without motivation. But once you started moving, something changed. Momentum appeared. Confidence appeared. Energy appeared. Not because you waited for them, because you created them. Action creates evidence. Evidence creates belief. Belief creates confidence. Confidence creates motivation. That's why successful people don't rely on motivation. They rely on habits. They rely on discipline. They rely on action because they understand that waiting to feel motivated is like waiting for the wind to decide your destination. You become powerful when you stop asking yourself whether you feel like doing something and start asking yourself whether it needs to be done. The people who transform their lives are not those who feel motivated every day. They are the people who act regardless of how they feel. And eventually, their actions create the motivation they were waiting for all along. Start before you are ready. At some point, every person must make a decision. Keep waiting or begin. Not because the fear is gone, not because confidence has arrived, not because everything suddenly makes sense, but because they finally understand something important. Waiting has never moved them forward. Think about the greatest changes in your life. Were you completely ready? Did you have all the answers? Did you know exactly how everything would unfold? Probably not, yet somehow you moved. You took the first step, and that first step led to another, and another, and another. That's how transformation happens. Not through certainty, through courage. The courage to start before you feel ready. The courage to take action before you have proof. The courage to trust yourself enough to move forward. Many people spend years trying to eliminate fear. But fear is not the problem. The problem is allowing fear to make your decisions. You don't need less fear. You need more action. Because every action teaches you something. Every step makes you stronger. Every challenge makes you wiser. And every decision to move forward weakens the power that fear has over your life. The future belongs to those who begin, not to those who wait, not to those who wish, not to those who hope, but to those who act. You don't need permission. You don't need perfect conditions. You don't need certainty. You need a decision. And that decision can happen today, right now. The truth is that what you've been waiting for was never coming. The perfect moment, the perfect opportunity, the perfect feeling, the perfect version of yourself. None of them exist, and perhaps that's the best news you'll ever hear. Because if they don't exist, you can stop waiting for them. You can stop placing your future on hold. You can stop believing that life will magically change one day. The people who transform their lives are not different from you. They simply stop waiting sooner. They understand that confidence is built, motivation is created, growth is earned, and success belongs to those who move before they feel ready. Your future is not hidden somewhere in tomorrow. It's being created by the decisions you make today. Every action matters. Every choice matters. Every day matters. And one day you'll look back on this moment. The question is, will this be the day you continued waiting? Or the day you finally began? Because your future has been waiting long enough. If this message spoke to you, subscribe and join us for episode 3. The day you stop making excuses may be the day everything changes. Never forget, you're stronger than you think.